President Salva Kiir has directed the nationwide distribution of tractors and farming equipment as the farming season gains momentum. A humanitarian crisis is unfolding in western Equatoria State, where dozens of internally displaced persons, mostly women and children, have arrived in Yambio after months of hiding in the bush. During swearing-in ceremony at the Bank of South Sudan, Dr. Marial Dongren Ater addresses the new governor, Dr. Addis Ababa Othau, and First Deputy Samuel Yanga Makaya. Governor Bolwek Agoth pushes for economic empowerment. After disarmament to end crime in Warrap. President Salva Kiir has directed the nationwide distribution of tractors and farming equipment as the farming season gains momentum. In his directive to the Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security, the head of state emphasized that the move aims to boost local food production. President Kiir issued the directive during a meeting with Unity State Governor Justice Riek Bim Top, who briefed him on the active engagement of local communities in large-scale cultivation.
Of my meeting with him to update him the ongoing activities, starting with the agricultural activities in the state, and which is part of his directives in the 8th Governor Forum. I explained to him that we are going well with this issue of agricultural process, and I request from him that we need assistance in the national government, especially with the Minister of Agriculture, so that we are assisted with the tractors. And indeed, the President also agreed that he will give instruction to the Minister of Agriculture. I also update him on the security issues that are happening in the area. And of course, these are none other than cattle raiding. After a part of Unity State has been declared with a state of emergency, I brought to his attention that the community's leaders, the spiritual leaders, elders are in consultation with the civil population such that they hand those weapons peacefully into the hands of the government so that they live in peace among themselves. And His Excellency the President encouraged the civil population that having a gun is a risk by itself.
A humanitarian crisis is unfolding in western Equatoria State, where dozens of internally displaced persons, mostly women and children, have arrived in Yambio after months of hiding in the bush. Malakal TVE reports they survived on wild fruits and unsafe water, fleeing violent clashes that erupted earlier this year. Honorable Severino Morris, State Minister. Morris, we received 89 IDPs from Nadiangero, with 40 more expected. People are still trapped in the bush. No food, no shelter. With mango season over, their lives are at extreme risk. Children bear the worst of this crisis. 90% of the displaced are minors, many orphaned or separated from families. The Relief Commission warns they're traumatized and urgently need food and medical care.
The international organizations, both UN agencies, international organization, the national organization, you have to come and rescue the situation of these innocent people. Otherwise, they will face a lot of challenges in regard to food items. Because right now, they have no shelter, they have no food, and in Western Equatoria, we have only one season for mango. And when they were coming, they were depending on the mango and the other wild fruits in the bush. You have to know, more are still coming on the way.
Displaced teacher, Apai Michael Matthew. We ran in January. No medicine, no food. 2 children in our group died. It was terrible.
Since January up to June, now we'll be spending 5 months in the bush, depending on wild fruits and the other resources. So even we lost 2 of our children because of hunger and the lack of medications. So we face a lot of challenge which we cannot explain, but actually we bless God, we have reached where people is, and we knew that our life of those children will be existing.
Local leaders are pleading for urgent humanitarian aid.
Honorable Charles Motel, a member of Parliament representing Najang Payam. all the challenges which have faced my people in my area have explained by the victims who are near me here. What I want to call this on the government was the humanitarian aid to support those people who have come in long journey, who have suffered more in the bush, and some of them are tired. Let them look for the survival for these people, as it have been doing in other places for other IDPs. Mostly, what I know is these people have suffered. Me, I was among the victims. I managed to come before them 2 weeks back. Even I experienced the suffering which they have suffered, especially the time which they have arrived like that. When I came, I was tired for almost 1 week, looking for medication, good water. Even it is problem now for them, as they have located here. If there is no good water, also it will affect them.
During swearing-in ceremony at the Bank of South Sudan, Dr. Marial Dongren Ater addresses the new governor, Dr. Addis Ababa Othau, and First Deputy Samuel Yanga Makaya. Dr. Dongren stated, "We have come out of a very difficult period, the whole of 2024, part of 2025. Policies are in place for recovery, but the biggest challenge remains, accessing physical cash." Dr. Dongren, continuing, "The ministry has paid salaries for the past 7 months without fail. Yet the money enters accounts without cash. People cannot withdraw what they've earned."
Can say we have come out from a very, very difficult period, the whole of 2024, part of 2025. We have policies in place. We have been working with them to ensure that we have full recovery as soon as possible. We have the major challenge that you will face is how to address the cash shortage in the economy. We have been able to pay now for the past 7 months salaries without fail, but that money goes in the account without cash. So getting cash is the biggest problem.
New leadership, old challenges. Can the Bank of South Sudan fix the cash crisis? Governor Bolwek Agoth pushes for economic empowerment. After disarmament to end crime in Warrap. As he prepares to leave for Warrap State, Governor Ambassador Bolwek Agoth has stressed the need to empowering people with capacity-building programs and financial resources after the disarmament operation to ensure they engage in commercial activities. A move he says is aimed at transforming them to completely abandon criminal activities in the state, like cattle theft and revenge killings, noting it requires processes to mobilize sufficient funds. Governor Agoth made these comments in a statement shortly after meeting the Minister of Finance and Planning, Dr. Marial Dongren Ater, whom he seeks support to facilitate his journey to the capital, Kwajok, to begin implementing the state of emergency recently declared by President Salva Kiir to restore law and order in Warrap State.
I'm here begging my brother Dr. Marial and his team to facilitate me to go to the state so that I start implementing the state of emergency through power of persuasion to begin with, to tell people what it entails, why the government decided to make a state of emergency Warrap, because the situation is uncontrollable. If they accept, they should have a peaceful disarmament. Majority will accept, will be welcome, and they should be assisted by what I said earlier, so that they can an atmosphere of business and doing other things. Those who will resist will face a full-blown force of the army. After disarming the people who have unauthorized armament, they need to be given something to do, and it's a process, I believe. There must be some incentive in form of, if there are road connectivity, if there are opportunities for farming, if there are road connectivity, provide a small incentive for commercial activity. Women and young boys can sell their little things, egg and chicken egg and vegetables and fruits. in their label, that is a business activity, even their milk. So it is not a mission that is easy to be done. It requires some processes, it requires some time, it requires efforts, of course. It requires mobilization.